Oh my gosh, we are live. Yay! Still, oh my goodness. Tune in. We have a wonderful, wonderful show for you today. Dr. Coach Dawn Reid is on the show. Oh, yes. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. You're watching on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, all over the place. And we're just excited to have Dr. on the show. Dr. Reid, welcome to the show, girlfriend.
Thank you. I am delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. So I have to go into this. Tell me about yourself and tell me, why did you become a coach, or did you always wanted to become a coach?
Oh my gosh. Most of my clients call me Coach Dawn. Dawn is just fine. Dr. Reid, however you want to call me, I'm perfectly okay with that. A little bit about me. I hail from New Jersey.
New Jersey. How do they say what exit?
Exit 4. Thank you very much. yes, you got it. And I also grew up for a couple of years in Brooklyn, so there's nothing like a Brooklyn pizza. I'm just telling you. And why did I become a coach? The truth be told is that I went in thinking I wanted to be a therapist. So I actually started my journey as becoming a therapist. And during my course, I did a lot of advocacy for my two sons. So my oldest adopted son, he was born with dyslexia. His biological mother, she did drugs during her pregnancy. And so he did have, he was diagnosed with fetal alcohol syndrome. So he had a lot of complications. And then my biological middle son, he was diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And so I did a lot of fighting at school to get them the supports and education they needed. So I was doing that. I was going to school. I was trying to start a business, and I was done. I unfortunately succumbed to that same superwoman myth, and I was done. And I didn't really want to go to a therapist, right? Because I didn't think that it was dysfunctional. It was just a response to being overwhelmed, right?
Right.
And I decided to hire a coach. And it was a male coach, and it changed my whole perspective. I'm like, what? And he helped me get in tune with me. And I said, that's what I want to do. I like therapy. I think therapy has a place. I still believe in it. I feel like if you need therapy, go. Okay. But I don't think every problem we have needs to be something that a therapist or a counselor has to address. I believe that a coach can address it and get you where you want to be. And so that was my journey. And I was like, I don't want to see people as dysfunctional, and I didn't want to necessarily deal with abnormality. I want to deal with healthy people who just are stuck. And so that's what got me into coaching.
Fighting with the school system. I know all about that, okay? Because my son, he was super smart. I mean, he was in trigonometry in like 9th grade.
Yep.
Okay. But the problem is that he got bored very fast. And so he became the class clown.
Yep.
And so everybody was like, oh, okay. I was like, he's very smart, but you guys have to have a little bit more of an activity for him. When we're not babysitters. I said, well, it seems to me that you are. And then I had to take him out of school, and I homeschooled him all the rest of the way. And he, he's doing really well today. He's got his own business and everything. But it's like, we're fighting with the school system to teach our kids, and then bullying.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, have you had to deal with that?
Oh gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. So especially with not so much with my oldest son, because he was very much the alpha male. Okay. So it wasn't too much the issue with him. But my middle son, he did, because of autism. As people know, when you're neurologically diverse, what happens is you don't see or process social cues in the same way. So a lot of kids could be cruel. They just didn't understand him. And
Right.
so oftentimes, especially on the school bus, a kid didn't understand my middle son's quirky nature or unique nature, so they would tease him. And so I was always up at the school, you guys need to get a handle of this because I'm going to press charges. I'm going to start suing. And, I don't condone violence. It's not that I condone violence, but my thing was I'm not going to tell my child to let somebody keep hitting them or beating them or throwing stuff on them and treating them horribly. But then I didn't really have to say anything because then my oldest son kind of took care of it. He kind of took care of it. But yes, there was huge issues with bullying. And that was another thing I had to learn how to coach my kids on, especially my middle son. Yep.
Wow. I find that a lot of people are going through depression at a very young age. I mean, is this something that you also deal with? Because I know a lot of people that are thinking, I have a high school teenager, he or she is going through depression because of bullying, or there's so many different issues out there. What do you specialize in?
Awesome. Thank you for asking that question. So I want to answer that by first saying, there is a difference between coaching and counseling. So when you look at things like depression, helping you with depression, understanding the root causes of your depression, that's therapy. That's counseling. Okay. When you talk about anxiety, suicidal tendency, all of those is more of the therapy lane. Now, I do work with clients who have depression. I do work with clients who have anxiety, but I work in conjunction or in a partnership with their therapist. So my role would be to work with you and help you stay accountable, to help you create strategies, to help you figure out what do you want to do. Okay, you have depression, you have a therapist helping you work out and understand the why and the biopsychological connections to why depression is happening or occurring in your life. My goal is to help you figure out how to deal with what you want to do going forward. Not get stuck in the why, but let's talk about the what. Let's talk about how you're responding, and let's talk about what are the things that you can do to respond differently. And so that's how I help people as far as using coaching as an approach, helping you think about your life, your situation, your depression in a new way, and helping it serve you as an asset, not a liability. And as far as my particular approach, now a little bit veering off.
There we go. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we have a little bit of technical difficulties. We're going back and forth, but a lot of people think that that's the same thing. They think that counseling and coaching is the same thing, and it really isn't.
It's not.
And so, all right. So we got the you work in conjunction with the counselors, a therapist. That is amazing. So I know for a fact that you have so much to offer. What are we talking about today, and how can we contact you about these subjects? Because it's so vast, especially since coronavirus, and we're talking people staying at home. You got cabin fever, you got all this stuff, you got depression, you got people being alone most of the time. Literally pulling our hair out. I would venture to say pulling your ponytails out, whatever you want to do. Just
definitely. Exactly. No, well, one, you can reach me at readready.com. That's REIDREADY.com, or readreadycoaching.com. Either one will take you to my website. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and it's Read Ready. So it's at Read Ready. Okay. And you can use my hashtag too, Are You Read Ready? So you'll find me using any of those combinations. To talk to me further, to ask me questions. I also do a free discovery session. So if you've never had a coach before, I can give you the experience of coaching in one session. And that's a consultation more or less. And I'm happy to answer questions. I love answering questions and help people understand the difference and how I can work with you and how coaching can be a benefit to you and how you want to live your best life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, you know, I have to say, Dr. Reid, that when I knew I was going to talk with you and I knew these subjects were going to come up, a lot of people were going to be asking you so many different questions. And I do have the floor open. So if you're tuning in on Facebook, on Periscope, on YouTube, and you have a question, please don't hesitate. I am looking at the sites now, and hopefully I can be able to see them. If not, then we will definitely be answering these questions a little bit later on. So if we didn't get to your question now, please don't hesitate to put it down, and we will definitely get to it later. You know, I'm excited one way or another we're going to get this right? Because it's like okay, so many people are perplexed about moving forward in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, what do you do basically? You know, don't give your services away, girlfriend. But what do you but what do you do basically when you have someone that comes to you that says, I don't know how to move forward. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I'm confused and blah, 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 blah.
The first thing I do is I want to understand what's your real agenda. So when you come to me, I really want to understand. So what is it that you want to do? So what are you confused about? So we have a discussion around that piece first. And then once I have clarity on, and you have clarity on what it is you really want to accomplish, then we start peeling back the layers of, okay, so what's in the way? What's in the way of that? How do you see this? How are you honoring your values, your beliefs, your authentic self? And what ways are you not? And we start to peel back that layer and have conversations around where do you go from here to help you get unstuck? Because being stuck, it could be how you're thinking about something. A lot of people are afraid. That could be the reason why you're stuck. So we'll examine and assess, well, what are you afraid of? And what's the thing that you can do, or what's the support that you have to help you, encourage you to get unstuck and move forward and not be afraid? Or I help you figure out strategies to lean in to your fear and learn how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable until you move past it and become unstuck. So that's just a snippet of something that we would do. There's tons of activities depending on the client. You know, we might do a mindfulness activity. We might do a visualization activity. There's so many things that we could do to help you understand what your agenda is and how to achieve it.
It's important to know. A lot of people would say, I don't need to go to no therapist. I don't need to go to no coach. You're kidding me? Child, please. What are the benefits? I don't think people understand the benefits of being coached, of going to someone who's been there before or has the experience to help you through. What is the benefit of the coaching?
Oh,
I mean, I'm just going to go there. I'm just going to say it.
I love it. And now for everybody, it can be different, but I'm going to tell you what the general benefit is. Our goal is help you to optimize your full potential. Our goal is to help you maximize your resources. That's the foundation. And so one of the benefit is we keep you accountable. So if you're coming to me, and I'm just going to give something that's really common to a lot of different people. You say, I want to lose 20 pounds, right? Then the benefit of that is you're not doing it by yourself. You have somebody that's in your corner. I'm your cheerleader. I'm your accountability partner. I'm a resource. We're going to talk about what are things that you can do that's right for you. We're going to talk about what apps are out there, what programs, what opportunities, what works for you, what you like, what you don't like, so to put you on a consistent path, right? So that's just one little example. If you're looking to find a new job, again, you're tapping into the resources, the information that I have. Another eye, what does your resume look like? Do you need a resume writer? Like, you have somebody that can help you figure out what you want to do with no judgment. Like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't have a dog in your fight. Real example, I had a client and she wanted to start a business as being a party clown for kids, right? And she said every time she mentioned this, like to her best friend, to her husband, to her mom, like everybody, like, you shouldn't do that. So it's the time, da, da, da. And so she came to me and I'm like, and she's like, she thought I was going to judge her. And I'm like, honey, we gonna figure out how you gonna make this happen. Because this is your life, your agenda. This is what you want. I'm not here to tell you if it's right, wrong, bad, or good. I'm here to help you do what you want to do if this is what you want to do.
Right.
Not my fight, not my dog in this fight. So go be a clown if that's what you want to do. I'm gonna help you figure that out.
Right, right. And
So
I mean, yeah, and again, I see the benefits, but a lot of people don't understand that. And they don't understand, okay, so people have so many different talents. They have so many different avenues and places that they can go, things that they can do. They pick this up, they pick that up. They pick this up, they pick that up. Do you actually help them get clarity on the direction that they need to go in instead of picking every talent that they have in the box that they pick? You know what I mean? It's just, it gets confusing, especially in this time when everybody's home with their own minds.
Yep.
It's not good. It's just not good.
And that's the other benefit, because a lot of times we're stuck in our own mind. And a coach can help you come out of your mind and really be present to what's real in this moment to help you go forward. So yes, absolutely, positively. And a lot of times I do have a lot of clients that come and they have 1,001 things that they want to accomplish. I'm like, we're going to pick one.
Yeah.
Sit down and pick one.
We're going to pick one thing, one thing. My gosh, my gosh. You know, especially since, you know, COVID has brought people out. They love to sew. They love to do this. They want to be this. They want to start a podcast on this. They want to be on what's it called? The whole Apple thing with the new online where everybody's going on there and they're all talking to each other and these stars and celebrities show up and everybody's got a room. And I mean,
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Everybody wants to be on Clubhouse. You want to start a room on Clubhouse, girl? That's gonna be my new profession. I'm gonna make $100,000 this year. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's so many ways to make mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to go in the wrong direction. So a coach is a great way to find yourself going in the right direction and actually being coached to move forward. So, okay. So now that we know a coach is great, what type of coaching do you do? Do you do motivational coaching? Do you do business coaching? Do you kind of dabble in a lot of different places?
So as far as my niche is concerned, I do coaching for coaches. So my focus really is coaching other coaches, especially new coaches, or someone who's like, I want to be a coach, but I'm not sure. That's really my forte. And so I help you. And it's not just that you're helping you with your branding and your business, your niche, but it's you're the whole person. Because even though you want to be a coach or you are a coach, you can also be a mom. You can also be a wife. There's so much involved. You're still a whole person. And I help you integrate all of who you are in conjunction with your desire to be a coach and help you figure out how to be successful at it. Now, that's what I do and who I focus on. But my particular approach is a mindfulness solution-focused coach. And what that means is that I really focus on how we think, how we feel, and making sure our mind and our body and our environment are aligned so that we're tapping into the resources that are around us. We're finding and identifying new resources, and we are being true to ourselves and being self-aware to know when we're not, to keep on the path of these are the things that I want to do in my journey to become a coach. So I use a mindfulness approach and I use a solution approach, meaning I don't focus on your problem. So if you tell me you're stuck, okay, the first thing I'm wondering is, what's the solution? What do you need to be unstuck? And that's the journey we go on. And finally, I would say I use what's called a pluralistic coaching approach. A lot of coaches, they know one model and one method. And I believe that, well, which is fine. I believe that people are so complex. So I might borrow from different models to make my coaching approach customized to my client, because I don't believe in a one size fit all. And I might coach you, Yaya, in one way, using
Right.
one particular model, but another client may need something totally different. So I would use a
Right.
different coaching method with them. So those are the ways I approach coaching for my clients.
And you know, what if a person doesn't know if they want to be a coach, but they were kind of thinking about becoming a coach? Can they contact you so that,
Absolutely.
because some people they want to change. They want something new. They're tired to offer.
Uh-huh.
Maybe coaching might be something that they want to do. They contact you and you can put them on the right path to see if that is something that they really, are gifted to do. I mean, you never know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. I also do an assessment. So not only can we explore your options, understand your why, because all of us, like I gave you my why in the beginning of the program, right? What triggered me. We all have a why. And you're going to need that why as you go through this journey. Trust me. And so we figure out what's your why. What's interesting about being a coach? What do you think a coach does? We do an assessment, and I also highly recommend be coached. The best way to understand coaching is to experience coaching. It's very important. And these are the three things that we go through with someone who says, I'm interested, to get you to the understanding of, is this something that's really for you?
Now, there's all kinds of coaching though, right? I mean, there's personal one-on-one coaching, there's group coaching, then there's like mass coaching, and then there's just like you're in front of a camera coaching.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, there's definitely different types of coaching, but the two that most coaching fall into is either group or one-on-one. I know there's a lot of people out there who feel like there's something called the mass coaching.
Right.
But really, that's just group coaching. And sometimes it's misconstrued because it's really motivational speaking. Sometimes motivational speakers use certain coaching techniques.
There you go.
It appears that they are coaching you, but really they're motivational speaking.
And there is a big difference.
And there's a big difference. Yes.
There's a very big difference because everything kind of comes into line with what you're needing at that moment. I mean, it could be that you do need a coach. It could be that you do need a motivational speaker. It could be that you do need a therapist. I mean, there's like just so many things that you may need.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. So if someone comes to you and they say, hey, I'm thinking about coaching, but you figure out that they really truly need a therapist, do you actually go ahead and refer someone or tell them? I mean, is that something that you're capable of doing?
Absolutely. I am a credentialed International Coaching Federation coach, or ICF coach. And they are one of very few self-regulatory bodies in the coaching industry. And they kind of give you the stamp of approval to say, yes, you meet all the requirements of a true professional coach. Because unfortunately, our industry, anybody could wake up and say, I'm a coach, because there's no licensure, right?
I thought I was too.
Yeah, a lot of people do it, and
I know.
And it's okay. I'm not knocking anybody, but to answer your question, the ICF has an ethical standard. I also teach that ethical standard to other coaches. Part of that is we have an obligation. If someone comes to us and after coaching with them, and we look at this and go, they may not benefit from coaching because they're in a place where they need a therapeutic clinical approach.
Yeah,
right?
I got you.
Coaching is non-clinical.
Right.
If they need a clinical approach, it is my obligation to have that conversation and say, right now, you might benefit more from therapy or counseling than coaching, because there's some hurt, some pain, some open wounds that coaching can't tap to help. Right.
Wow. I was going to ask you one more question. I mean, maybe I have more, because that's probably why I'm a podcaster, because I have so many questions. But the one thing I wanted to find out is there a client And you're you know how when you're in the therapy and you have that HIPAA law where you can't talk about the client, you can't, are you under HIPAA as well?
No, but that is, well, no, but there's still an ethical expectation. So again,
Okay.
part of our ethical expectations and standards as an ICF coach that
Mm-hmm.
I have volunteered to follow. And
Gotcha.
when we set the agreement, so if you came to me as a client, my first session with you is explaining to you right away, anything that we talk about in our session is protected. And in fact, you can report me to the ICF if I breach that agreement of sharing your information, like your mom, your husband, your girlfriend, your sister, your brother, doesn't matter. They can't come to me and ask, well, what did she talk about in the session? I can't tell them. The only time I can share, and it's only certain information, is if I was subpoenaed by a court of law to share information, or if you threaten to harm yourself or harm someone else, then I have a duty to tell the authorities about it. Other than that, no, I can't share anything.
And that's good to know. That's really good to know, because a lot of people are scared to go to a coach because they feel like you don't have that kind of, that kind of relationship where you just, you're a coach, you're not a therapist. They don't have that kind of client relationship where it's private. Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah, we do. We
Wow.
absolutely do. Yes.
Wow. I mean, I don't know if we didn't hit anything else. Did you write your book yet?
Yes, I have 4 books, but yes.
So talk about that. Talk about that, because a lot of people can't afford coaching, but they can definitely afford your book.
Well, they can. So there's 2 books that will tap into this. So if you want to be a coach, right? And you're not sure if you want to pay for my coaching services or even pay for my coach training, you can buy my book. That's only $20 if you get the hard copy, and $10 if you get the ebook. And it's really based on my coach training program. Some of the same activities are in the book. So if you follow everything in the book, you can actually set up your coaching practice. Absolutely.
Sweet.
No,
nice.
And then for clients, just for people, just for your mindset, I have Positive Thinking for Positive Being, and both of the books are sold on Amazon, and it's $12. So it's $12 for the hard copy, and it's $6 for the e-copy. And basically, it's 26 weeks of just getting you into the place of self-awareness, understanding your values, understanding how you think, and putting into practice, because all of our behavior is learned behavior and how we think. And it will help you within 26 weeks to think differently about yourself, about your environment, about the people you engage with, and put you on a positive path of positive being. So both books can be found on Amazon.
Wow. I do have another question. I'm so sorry.
No, I love it. I love it.
Let me tell you, I absolutely, because one question goes right into the other. When you talk to people, I mean, we have people listening right now, and I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. But when we're talking to people and we're kind of expressing ourselves, sometimes we don't give out that correct feeling, and we don't know how to express ourselves. Do you have any technique that one of us can, any of us can use to kind of be a little bit more on the direct path to being truthful, not only to ourselves, but to the people we speak to? Because a lot of times we want to fabricate things, or we want to be bigger than what we really are, when in all actuality, we need to just be where we're at.
You actually answered it, and I love that, because the key to that is be you, and don't be afraid to be you. So if I'm hearing correctly, so I want to make sure also I heard your question correctly. So what I'm hearing is that sometimes when we're engaging with other people, we aren't really our authentic selves. We might be afraid to be honest, or be silly, or be jokative, or sister girl, sister friend, just be us, right?
Right. Especially now during COVID. with
especially
everybody
during
being
COVID.
home and being so lonely, you want to fabricate, you want to make it seem like as if you're doing better than what you really are, and you're really not. Is it
Okay,
healthy? I
thank
guess
you.
my question is it healthier to be yourself or to go ahead and fabricate?
Be yourself. The reason why we fabricate is because we think that our lives are less than, or we look on social media and everybody is presenting this filtered life that
Mm-hmm.
everything is wonderful and beautiful and sunshine. And
Right.
the reality is that that's not reality. Even if people look like life is golden, it may not necessarily be, because we're all human. We all experience suffering. So I believe in being truthful, because how can people get to know you if you're not truthful? Here's the thing. My life is boring as hell. I tell people all the time, I'm sitting half the time. If I'm not working on my business, or if I'm not coaching or doing something, me and my husband and my kids are in our PJs eating some frosted flakes, looking at some cartoon, doing nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's what I'm doing. And I'm not ashamed of that.
Mm-hmm.
No. And to me, that is my best life, because I'm with the people I love, doing something that we enjoy, eating and looking at cartoons. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
like doing. Why do I
Right.
need to do anything else? I don't
Mm-hmm.
need to be in a $1 billion mansion driving a Maserati. That's that doesn't make sense. So
Right.
we don't have to pretend. Be you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that because here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
People want receipts nowadays.
Yeah.
So if you fabricate it, somebody gonna ask for the receipts.
Hello.
So why put yourself in that situation when you
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to show and prove that this is really this life that you live in?
Right.
No, I'm boring, y'all.
Hello. I'm telling you. Wow. Wow. Well, I want to thank you, Doctor, so much for being on the
Oh,
show. I know that we have her information right here. It's readreadycoaching.com or
yes.
readready.com. I've been putting up her information right here. And also, I wanted to do this. I wanted to put this banner up because I'm just so proud of this banner because,
I
I
love
just
the
love
banners.
I
I love
love
it.
that banner. Isn't that nice? Wait, hold on. Let me move
You
the
did the
comment out the
thing.
way. I did it.
You
I
did
did it.
the
I don't
thing
even know
right
what
there. I
I
love
don't
it.
even know what comment I have up there to remove the comment. But definitely I love the banner. It says a lot. Here it is. And I absolutely love the fact that we can be here and talk about different things and talk about being ourselves, talk about coaching and the difference between coaching, therapy, and motivational speaking,
Yes.
and definitely knowing that you do have that client privilege. You have that client relationship, coaching and client, where there is privacy, because that's going to be a big thing. And we do need coaching, by the way. We do
Thank
need
you.
coaching. I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
we do.
We
We
do.
definitely do.
We do.
We do. So if you're in need of a little bit of a direction, and if you're figuring out that you're going in a bunch of different directions that don't work, and you need some direction to go in the right way, definitely call Dr. Reid. She can help you out here if you think that coaching would be something that you would want to do. Even if you're not pretty much sure about it and you're kind of thinking about it, but you're not really,
Mhm.
she can kind of enlighten you. And if you want to get her book, you can definitely go to her website and
Yes.
get that. So
Yes.
I am excited. Dr. Reid, thank you so
You.
much for being on the show,
Oh, bless
girlfriend. And
you. Namaste, sister.
now
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you. And now I'm going to go put my pajamas back on and go sit down and eat a bowl of cereal and watch a movie.
My kind of girl. My kind of girl.
I'm going to be boring, girl. Be boring. Let me tell you.
I like boring. I don't know about nobody
You
else.
know what? I'm telling you, I love it. And thank you guys so much again for
Thank
tuning
you.
in to Dream Chasers Radio. We're right here or wherever you're watching it. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much again. And don't forget to dare to be different. And also don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact, or actually, yeah, you can just go straight to the website. There it is right there. There it is. Website right there. So, and you can pause this video and go right there. Make sure that you're telling her that Yaya sent you. I don't know what that means, but whatever the case may be, she'll know that you watched the show.
That's right. Please tell me Yaya sent me. Yes, yes.
That's right. Yaya sent you, and let's make it happen. If you're thinking about becoming a coach, please don't hesitate to contact her. She can put you on the right path.
Absolutely.
All right, doctor. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Yaya. I appreciate
Thank you. And thank you guys so much. Doctor, don't go anywhere. I need to talk to you, girlfriend.
I tend to be different.